Hiya.
Hello. This is Kate and Lavagna.
And that's... Well, you did it wrong. And this is... Who?
What?
Hiya.
Hiya. This is Kate and Lavagna.
And this is Kaysha Louvain. And this is Tea for Two.
That's you and a brew.
Yeah, you did do it right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Gosh. It's because you said this is Kate and Lavagna. Do you not normally say that's Kate and Lavagna?
Yeah, but it's the same.
No, it's not. It needs to be word for word. So we did it wrong, did we? We're going to have to do it again now, are we? Just changing it up without telling me. This isn't going to work. This is the end of the era. I'm fuming. She made me think I would go mad then. This is Kate and Lavagna. And then I went, and this is Kaysha Louvain.
Yeah.
That's Kaysha Louvain. This is Kate and Lavagna.
Oh, right. Okay, go on. Do it again. You have to do it again now.
You got to keep that intro in. It's funny. Hiya.
Hiya. That's Kate and Lavagna.
And that's Kaysha Louvain. And this is Tea for Two.
That's you and a brew. Well done.
Thank you.
So
Maybe you can keep the initial
panicky.
horrible mess up of an intro as a little reel, because that's quite funny.
Yeah, perhaps us just going this, that, this, that, this, that.
Yeah. Are we actually recording? We didn't do the clicky thing.
Yeah, I'd already done the clicky thing. Don't worry
Gosh,
about that.
I'm so not... okay.
Helpful?
I just need to listen to my
Talented?
tarot. That was your in.
I know, you said about tarot, but I was talking about you not being talented. So.
Oh, yeah, true. She told me that. She was
Did
like,
you?
you should probably...
Get a teaching job?
Retrain, she said, the word retrain.
She probably just said, you know what, I think you're better off teaching.
Yeah. What was that advert that really upset everyone in COVID? Blah, blah, blah. Used to be a ballerina. Now, what was it?
Yeah, something like ballerina. Now they've retrained to be a...
Like solicitor.
But every job was like, used to be, it was all creative arts.
So bad. Yeah, it was so bad.
But yeah, your tarot reader, did she actually tell you that, or...
No.
What did she tell you
But I
that?
can't tell you exactly what she told me.
Why, that's why we're on a pod for.
Is that allowed, though? Is that like bad luck?
No.
Are you not meant to share? Is that like telling people what your therapist says to you? I haven't gone, by the way. It's too expensive. But
So you can probably fucking do one. Where's my
I
jargon?
know.
Where's my jargon? I got...
sweet jar. It's very nice, that.
It's cute now. That was from like an antique shop. Same as I got the bell.
It says ping for gin. That's when we've had enough of each other and we have to go to pub.
Yeah.
This sweet jar we've decided is going to be not for sweets. It's going to be for gigs and stuff. That's quite a cool idea, that.
Yeah, I'm going to try my best at...
But then I'd want to sway because I'd want to go and see shows.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
I kind of don't want to sway so that she ends up putting more money in.
So I end up paying for tickets for you to see things
Yeah.
that you
Or
don't
pay
turn
him,
up
sorry.
because you're ill.
Pay me back for things.
Well, we're talking about tarot readings today.
Yeah, and spirituality and all those sort of
Rocks.
things. Crystals and stuff. Because I'm like into all that stuff, and you are like a little bit.
I'm swayable. I've not got a lot of experience in any of it.
Let's face it, you're pretty much swayable at anything, you know.
If it pays.
If it pays.
Yeah. But I have had some spiritual experiences more recently as an adult, like.
Yes.
When I say adult, I mean post studying at university.
Okay.
That's what I mean by that.
In the last like 6 months.
No, 6 years now. No, is it? 2020. Or 5.
I went too big.
But yes.
Well, I thought you were going to get into the nitty gritty and tell me all about your reading.
Okay, I'll say one thing about my tarot card reading, which happened in Kaysha's birthday party, because she's 30 in case she hasn't mentioned. She told me that I need to slow down and basically that I'm doing 110,000 things at given time, so I'm not really being present in any of them, and I'm always late and I'm always like running around on empty. And it was so accurate that I was like, I'm going to Edinburgh for 4 days on my own to just walk. And that's kind of why I did do that.
Yeah.
And I think like it worked because it didn't work because I also shouldn't have gone to Edinburgh because I was also be running around. But it was definitely time on my own to think.
Yeah.
And I did think about what she said a lot.
I think my experience was just like incredible in a way. So I didn't have mine done on my party. So Lizzie from Tiny House of Tarot that came to my party did readings for everyone else, and then basically as a nice birthday gift to me, she was like, just enjoy your night and then come to my space.
Your tiny house of tarot.
Your tiny house of tarot. And she was like, I'll give you a reading then, as like a birthday treat. So it was my birthday, then I went away for a week, and then I came back. So I was already like refreshed
and in a nice place.
Yeah, so like
to receive information about yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I also think that's kind of got to happen as well when you go like tarot reading or spiritualists or you know, psychics, mediums and stuff, because I do believe in a lot of it. Don't get me wrong, you're gonna get the odd bad egg,
which
right?
you do in any industry ever.
Exactly. But if you go to someone that, like I said, is trained and it's real, then you will get a great experience. So yeah, I went there open anyway because I believed in it. So I didn't need convincing. But there were things that Lizzie knew about me that no one knew about me, and I would probably say as far as like a lot of people. Maybe like the odd thing I maybe have said to my mother or a close friend. Everything else, everyone else wouldn't have known anything. So I would a stranger that I've met once know anything. But I would say the best bit of advice she gave me was that I don't
You're
always
just too cool.
Yeah,
all the time.
Yeah,
And you need to ditch me because it's slowing down the pod.
Yeah, that was it.
Go on.
There are people holding you back.
Beginning with a C.
And she said that you've done it again. I'm getting so bad. It's like you interrupt me and I'm like,
she told you that. She said one thing to you that was really like...
Yes, sometimes like don't always pick up that phone straight away. So if someone messages, even in a professional capacity, even if someone messages you, just go, right, I'm not either in the frame of mind or I haven't really got time. I will reply to that in a nice enough time. It doesn't always have to be my phone goes ping and I've got to instantly reply. And I've done that now the last week. It's been great.
It's been terrible.
It's been amazing.
It's been awful. I disagree with her.
I know, but you might, yeah. But
no, it's
been
not
awesome.
far off what she told me. She was like, stop being so available to everything and everyone.
Yeah, and she told me loads of stuff. But she basically said that the creative path that I'm on, that I've chosen then, or she would probably say that it chose me. Like I was born to do this, whether it's singing or being creative. She was like, no matter where you get to, you've always been on that path, you will get there. It was like, it's my creativeness, as in whether it's my singing or this sort of stuff. She was like, it's a divine purpose. It's not something that you've just woken up to one day and gone,
learned.
I want to be a singer. Like, she was like, you were put on this earth to do that. And some of the cards that came out basically said that, you know, you've been at your top of your game for so long, but now you've taken a little bit of a dip because you're on a break. She was like, don't be disheartened about that because that's natural. Yeah. She was like,
you can't keep that level up on your own.
She was like, you've done this bit in music and you've done this, but now because of your changing of paths and finding new like journeys and stuff, that's what's made the dip. But don't worry, that dip will eventually go back to where you are back on top again. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it was like really awesome. And apparently loves knocking on the door.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Apparently so. I know.
You feel like such a lone wolf.
You know, I am. Gee, I haven't told her that.
Wow. What was your response to that? Are you ready to
it's not been...
cut your nails? Oh god.
Yeah, there will be a sign.
Oh god.
There will be a sign when I'm in a relationship. No.
I'll be like, oh.
But yeah, basically, she said that you were going to meet someone. Like, it was the first card out, and she was like, this never really, like, happens. She went, this is really rare. That when you turn over, it's basically a sign of,
romance
like...
or whatever.
She was like, you were going to meet someone, but it's going to be a meeting of purpose, or something's going to, like, happen.
From that meeting.
She said, normally it can mean, like, friendship and, like, relationship. She was like, but what I'm getting, it is love. Like, oh, that's what... I was like, oh, fuck's sake. And then she said, so we did the reading, and then she was like, afterwards anyway, we were just having a natter, and she was like, so are you ready? And I was like, well,
Are you ready for love?
Yes, I am.
There we
are. No, it was more of like, I was like, it's not being ready, but I am in the best mental state that I've been in since
that
I
means
was like...
you are... I know what you mean.
Like
You're not
12.
ready as in you're not on the apps going, please, 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 like ready, like that.
Oh, God,
it's just
no,
that
it's
if
just-
somebody came along now, you wouldn't be like,
That's desperation,
I'm not like in a place where I can like give what you would need me to give to you as my partner in that way.
Like she said to me, she was like, this will still need like work. She was like, so the seeds have been planted, but you need to nurture that. So like, I've actually done more talking to people, like, if you believe that.
Oh,
So like when people have like spoken to me or I've been out in public, I actually do more talking now. I like when people message me, I'm having more conversations.
Like, because you want to.
Well, it's not that I want, I don't know whether it's want, it's just like, it just feels more natural. I just feel happy.
Well, that's great. And you did say, like, you turned 30 and you immediately were like, this is my decade.
So...
There we are then.
Yeah. So I've told you a lot about mine and you've just basically told me something I could have told you.
Yeah. But, again, I'd never met this woman before. I was just a girl in a party. So, there's, like, she doesn't know who I am, what I do.
Who did a 45-minute reading that was supposed to be 10 minutes.
Yeah, she has so much to say. I'll be totally honest with you. It was at the end of the night. So, like, there were some things that I think I probably would go back to her completely sober. So I could remember what she said.
Probably
but
worth it,
obviously
yeah.
half of mine was technically Matthew's reading.
Yeah.
So it was just double what she would normally do. It was like 20, 25 minutes. And it was my first one. So I assume she's like flipping heck.
Yeah.
And yeah, Matthew had a brilliant experience as well. He was really like taken aback by it. And not that he's skeptical about that necessarily, but I suppose he can be a bit more skeptical about anything generally. He's quite a skeptical person.
Yeah.
So am I. We were all like, yeah, whatever. Like, you stay in your lane, we're all good. But actually, we were both like, we came out there like, oh, God. And it was life-changing. I know that sounds ridiculous, but like, it was kind of like, really made me think. And I like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into a space with somebody who doesn't know me and for them to tell me what I need to do to become this version of myself. Or she didn't do that. I don't want people to think that's what that was.
Yeah.
She just said to me, like, I'm picking up that you're always exhausted and running around like a headless chicken. And I was like, that is absolutely accurate.
Yeah.
And she was like, maybe that's something you need to think about. I was like, it probably is.
Yeah.
She didn't then say, this is what you can do, as in like a therapist or, it wasn't that.
Yeah.
It was therapy in a different way.
It
was like her
not
talking. No.
It's guidance and stuff.
What is the definition of tarot?
While you look at that,
Yeah.
I'm going to play this message that we had from Eve.
Hey gals, I hear you are talking about all things tarot and spirituality today, which is very up my street. I'm a crystal in your bra kind of gal. But I would like to know how skeptical you are about tarot readings. Do you believe in them? And do you believe in the power of a crystal? Because I love a crystal. How much do you believe in using sort of spiritual forces? And how much don't you believe in it?
Wow.
Go on.
You might need to go on because I got to get the name of a certain crystal up, which did make me think crystals are legit before I didn't. So
Yeah.
you might need to talk a second when I get that.
So I think we've probably established that I'm not not skeptical. Probably like a really, really big believer in spirituality and the power of like tarot and like psychic readings and the other side. And obviously that leads everything into like the paranormal and all stuff like that, which for anyone who doesn't know, that that's the spirit. There's paranormal nights actually in this building. Because this building's haunted, which I tell Caitlin all the time. She doesn't really like it. But we would absolutely love to do a night year as well as a Tea for Two. So stay tuned for that, because I'm going to make it happen. But just put that out there. It will happen. So anything like that, I'm great for. Crystal wise, still I'm pretty much the same as that. So probably a couple of months ago, maybe a little bit longer, I think I just felt really like run down and a bit vulnerable. So I bought the red jasper.
I didn't know this. Jasper,
yeah.
Well, they're like an orangey.
Yeah, it's like an orangey, reddy sort of.
Yeah.
And yeah, I bought this, and this is there's multiple different meanings for it, but I mainly bought it for protection. It's kind of.
Is that the first time you've bought one?
No, God, frick, no.
No.
I'm 30. I've got a lot left to live. I've lived a lot.
My God. Ridiculous.
Back in my day.
2 years older than me.
Yeah, so I like I said, I bought that because I was feeling a bit vulnerable, and I was like, oh, well, I don't want to be like open to like negativity, especially if I'm bothering with you all the time,
100%. Yeah. Couldn't agree more.
Gotta protect yourself, haven't you? So yeah, that's what I did. So have you found this bloody crystal?
I have, and it is a good story actually. I just don't know the name of it. Maybe you can look and tell me. It's that crystal there. It's part of my cost. It's more green than blue, isn't it? Let me just give me 1 second, because it's going to annoy me otherwise.
Let me have a look.
Green crystal. For anyone listening, I'm currently trying to find the name of like a greeny blue crystal. I think I've got it actually. And I want to know what its meaning is, which is really helpful to everyone listening.
Yeah, it's let me look at that again.
It's gone now.
Oh, Jesus.
I know, I can't remember. I think it's
I want to say jade, maybe
jade, maybe that thing. I don't know. Anyway, when I was playing Mrs. Gloop in the summer, I got given this crystal necklace, right, as part of my costume. It was like a greeny bluey crystal. And one of the girls, Mimi, who was on the job, she was into a crystal. She's like a younger girl, a younger performer. And it was close to the end of the run. She came up to me and she was like, you do know what that crystal means, don't you, around your neck? And I'd be totally honest with you, I just wore it like a costume necklace. I didn't even think about the fact it was a crystal. I was like, oh no, I don't know, what does this mean? And this is why I needed to find the name of it. It meant something that genuinely I had felt since putting that costume on, like quite seriously. And it was at that point that I went, maybe there's something in this crystal thing.
And you can't remember what she said?
No. Maybe I'll go on our chat. But in terms of what Eve said, do you believe in crystals? No. And then all of a sudden, like I kind of was like, oh, I've experienced that.
If it wasn't increasing fortune, put that fucking thing back on.
It wasn't that.
Put it on.
Oh, it was something like clarity.
Oh, okay.
And memory.
Oh.
It was something about clarity and memory, I think.
Oh, if anyone knows their crystals,
yeah,
like I'm sure I've got loads of friends that like do all this stuff.
Yeah.
So that might be worth.
Yeah. Sorry. Maybe it was tiredness as well, but it was something. It was something to do with. It was summer, and I remember feeling quite fatigued by the whole process of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I was a bit like, I don't really know what my purpose in this show is. Like, am I in the right? I was like, am I even old enough to play this woman? And all
No.
What?
No.
Mrs. Gloop.
Yeah.
I know. And I was feeling really weird about like, I thought you were going to be like, yes, absolutely. I was feeling really weird about what I was, like why I was there. And it was the first experience I'd ever had of it not being professionally anyway, an actor musician show. So usually I'd finish my seat and I'd go run to be in the band. Mrs. Gloop in Act 2 is one of the first like parents to be killed off, effectively not killed off, but she leaves. Like Augustus Gloop's the first one to go up the pipe. Yeah. Right. And that was like 10 minutes into Act 2. So I had like every single show had like 45 minutes and I was just sat backstage going, this is really bizarre. And I was feeling very like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Like, should I be here? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm having a great time in Aberystwyth in the summer.
I was going to say,
but in terms of acting, I was like...
What are you just doing for the money?
Yeah. But in terms of other, like, you know, I've done Operation Julie, I've done Housemate, things that really meant something. It was my first experience of just doing a really fun job.
I was going to say, I don't think every job, or for me as well, every job or every gig has to have that really deep money. Sometimes we just need to do it for the bank balance.
Oh God, yeah. And don't get me wrong, I worked with some exceptional people. I met lovely young talented people as well from that area who wanted to go and study, and that was really fun. They were asking us all stuff.
Yeah.
And I lived with Geraint Edwards, who literally to this day is the funniest person I've ever met in my life. He's like, it's such a great roommate. We just absolutely tore Aberystwyth apart. And clearly it tore us apart. But yeah, I don't know. And then Miri, not Mimi, Miri came up to me one day and she said about this crystal, and I just had a sudden like, oh my gosh, yeah, like suddenly everything feels like I know. I don't know. It was clarity. It was clarity I felt. And the only other crystal I've ever put around my neck is. Why is that funny?
Sorry, no.
I genuinely don't know why that's funny. Is that a sex toy or what? Is it?
No.
Okay. I was like, tell me more.
Have you ever had crystal around your neck?
Crystal? No.
Crystal is like a bit of a prostitute name, isn't it?
Crystal. Oh. You mean like a person around my neck?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
No.
Granny June, I'm so sorry. We've lowered
I'm
the tone.
so sorry.
Season 2 is terrible.
That's the thing. I'm really trying to hide my laughs and hold it in. And you were
There's
like, what?
two cameras on us and you're in front of a mic and you go... It's really hiding it. Anyway, it was like a gold chain, and you know those like ones that you can buy in like gift shops on the beach.
Yeah.
And it was orangey. It was that orangey colour, so it might be those.
Maybe that.
What do they mean again?
Like protection. There's the few. There's usually about 3 or 4 different things
in the colour thing, and it depends on the like pigment of them, doesn't it? Or like the pattern. But anyway, I did wear that for ages, but to be honest with you, I just love the burnt orange colour.
Yeah.
So I just...
Nice one.
Yeah, but like, I bought that necklace not thinking about it too hard. I was just like, oh, I like that colour. And I wear gold quite a lot, so I'll just wear that. And it was part of my, like, I usually wear like 1 or 2 necklaces, like the daily one that I put on every day, like earrings, things you wear every day. And yeah, I don't know if that worked because I don't really know what it was for, but I do own it.
It's also like the power of suggestion, isn't it?
Is it what? I don't get that.
So it's like sometimes like could it be real or could it just are we like tricking our minds because, like I said, this could just be a bit of costume jewelry. I'm just spouting this out. This could be like costume jewelry that I think is protecting me, and in my mind I've gone, I'm protected now.
Placebo.
Yeah, placebo effect. Mm-hmm. It could be the same with tarot. I've gone in there and I've
wanting to get something from it.
And I'm like, I need clarity or whatever, and she's just given me everything. And like she's affirmed everything. She's told me these doors are opening, or don't worry about this change or that change. You're on the right path and all stuff like that. And I've gone, oh great. I'm like, so is it like you said, is it a trick of the mind, or is there actually something behind it?
With crystals...
Not crystal. Do it, crystals.
With those, the way they're formed in terms of like naturally, right? Like the elements form them. Mm-hmm. So there's got to be something that's in like the minerals and like... God, I'm trying to sound way more knowledgeable than I am on this, but in my head it's like... if something's grown from the earth, there's a divine
There's a power there, isn't it?
It's got to be.
Yeah, like I
It's
believe
made
that.
from water and rocks crashing together. Diamonds are made from coal being crushed together. So like,
I believe that.
I think I believe that. With tarot and more spiritually things like the stars and the moon. Again, moon is affected by tides, which is the sea, which is our, I don't know. There's something there definitely spiritually, but I do tend to find that all of my friends who either are atheist or have no religious beliefs at all believe in rocks. And that's where I start to go, well, clearly you're enjoying believing in something for your mental health. I don't actually care what that is, whether it's a god, a book that you read, like whatever, a character in a play. I don't care. A band, a music that you have to listen to, like whatever.
Yeah.
But I do tend to find that my friends who are really into like the star, like Olivia, stars and like a greater spiritual thing, they have no religious beliefs at all. Yeah, and that is interesting to me because then I start to go, religious or non-religious, I start to go, is it just that humans need to believe there's something else looking after them other than the people around them?
And it's quite funny though that you actually have a lot of those friends.
Loads. Oh, as in they're not religious, but they love like...
But we're all spiritual.
Yeah.
Of that size, where you are Catholic.
I'm just Catholic. Like, give me a Hail Mary, tell me off and send me on my way.
Why? Sounds good.
No, it does. Don't do that. R.I.P. Pope Benedict, by the way. Genuine. No, I'm not.
I was going to say, actually,
genuine. That shook me. Absolutely shook me. I know we were expecting it for months, but when it actually happened on Easter Monday, and he somehow managed to bless everyone on the balcony on the Sunday before he died, which was Easter Sunday, I was like, sorry, are we all looking at the dates here? That's wild. He's been dying for months.
He was a pretty cool dude, though, wasn't he? From what I've seen and what I've read,
and the things that he's done, and
he was very very open and
modern,
very inclusive and stuff.
And changed a lot of the rules, not to upset the Catholic Church, as in the oldies, but he did it in a very clever way to move them forward subtly, which I think is what needs to happen. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I think
and everything he
from
spoke
someone
about.
that doesn't really have. I'm not massively into religion, but in a way where you talk about, I have faith in a way. It's
in something.
Yeah, in something.
You don't just believe that's it when we die.
Oh God, no. I think there's probably somewhere you can come and support your loved ones once you pass and make sure they're okay. And then there's probably some way that you can move on and go to a different place, or then maybe you start again. You're right. I just looked at you.
Oh my God, that was terrifying.
Are you serious?
Oh, you were just talking then. I had to stop myself from butting in, as I always do. You were just talking so like about all that stuff then, and I just had this sudden feeling that there was somebody behind me. I'm being really serious now.
Yeah, you probably was.
I got a bit spooked, and then I saw your shadow on the wall, and then you were mid-sentence, but you just went, and it was absolutely terrifying because I'd spooked myself.
Yeah. But there probably is someone behind us.
No, don't do that. I actually hate that. Please don't do that. Oh my God.
But you live in a haunted house. Well, you used to.
No, I live in 2 haunted houses now.
I thought haunted as well.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure my sister's house is built on like something odd as well.
Oh, wicked.
Lots of the valleys are haunted, just purely because there's so many miners who've died in the bloody hills.
Yeah.
And
we always think in my back.
Oh my God, you've actually made me feel so weird now.
In my back garden.
Yeah.
Right? We always think that there's like miners walking past, going to work.
Nah.
And going home.
So you know when you came to my house and you thought there was something...
There was.
No.
There was a bloke walking past all the time. I was trying to play guitar and he was walking past. I wanted to say, come in for a cuppa, bud.
We were rehearsing for a gig when and Kaysha was facing the door in my house and I was like back to my door. The door was there basically. It was kind of like this, wasn't it? But the door was there.
Yeah.
And you were playing and you literally stopped and you went, is there anyone else here? And I went, eh? What? Is there anyone else in the house? I went, No, you know that. My parents are in Spain. They're on holiday. It's just us. You were like that. I was like, yes. And then you were like, I just saw somebody walk past.
Yeah.
100%.
Because I didn't know at the time that you knew that it was haunted. So I was like, oh shit, I better not say that someone has just walked past. But then you were like, yeah, no, it's haunted. I was like, oh, that's okay.
It's
then.
an old house. And to be fair, we're having renovations done. And we're digging, like, there's a lot of stuff changing.
Well, yeah, that's...
And they say that...
They say, yeah, it
does something.
Kicks up the activity.
But the scariest thing is, I was talking to my mum. Did she tell you about Isla on the piano?
Yes, yeah. That was cool.
That was not cool at all. Do you remember the story?
Yeah.
What was it?
It's your story.
No, because I've chosen to literally blank that out.
All right.
I can't, I'm like, it's not that I've forgotten. I kind of know, but I'm like, I can't even say it.
Wasn't...
Freaks me out.
Didn't Isla say, the man that...
The man told me to play it or something.
Yeah, like,
so
told to play a song on the piano or taught...
Yeah, my mum, I can't really remember. I think Isla was on the piano and my mother was like, food time or whatever. I was like, yeah, okay. And she carried on playing. And my mother said, come on. And then Isla said something like, my mother said, what are you playing then? And she said, the man told me to play it. And my mother was like, what man? Like, obviously panicking.
Yeah.
Like, what man? And she said, the man in the house or the man in the corner. And my mother was like, I think she was like 2. I genuinely think Isla was like 2, half 2, 3.
Yeah. There was
so there was she wouldn't have even known to have made that, like that. That's weird.
That's when it's the confirmation that that side does exist.
Yeah.
And
to be fair, an old squatter, an old man used to live in the house when my mum and dad bought it. He was still in there when they were like, shift, we bought it now, find somewhere else.
Yeah.
No, they didn't say that. But he was
they shot him and buried him in the garden.
Yeah,
and they're currently having work done, which they had to dig the body up and then move it on.
Yeah, it was in Valley's Times or something, but
People be knocking on your mum and dad's door like,
is this the renovated house in Port? Oh God. But yeah, when Isla said that and she was so young, even I was like, okay. But I've done the Llancaiach Fawr.
A lovely pronunciation there.
Thank you.
It was really, really nice.
Llancaiach Fawr.
Yeah, it sounds really nice.
Thank you. I went there for, obviously I'm born in October. October's now my favourite month. It was a tough time. We're back. We're back. And went there with a few friends. Can't remember exactly who came with me now. It was like 2 or 3 friends. And we went on the ghost tour there. And like we went for like fun.
Yeah. But it's haunted.
It wasn't fun because it was legitimately...
You shot yourself probably,
no way they could have made up what happened to us in that house. No. I don't even want to say it out loud, to be totally honest with you, because it would bring back the memories of it.
Yeah.
It was... Things moved and there's no... Genuinely, they even proved it after it happened. Like this lamp, I was sat and this lamp that we had with us that we all had to carry, it just shifted to the side.
Yeah.
There was no magnets there. There was nothing on a string. Like, you know, for the people who were like, yeah, but it goes with a remote control or something.
Yeah.
Nothing there. I honestly died. It wasn't on a slant. I was sat right next to it and it went out there and we were crying. Like, I was literally crying. I was like, happy birthday, get me out here now.
I'm a celebrity, get me out here. That's why I say you've got to come to the one that's done in you by that spirit. Because of where we are sitting, right? They do mirror scrying. Great face. And you will not believe it until you see it. That someone, so it's usually...
I actually don't even like talking about this in this room right now.
I know.
Can we make this quick?
But I'll make it really, really quick.
Understand.
No, I do understand. That's why I'm talking about it. There's about 5 or 6 of us usually in a group that goes around, and one person sits in front of that mirror.
Yeah.
And you just look, and you look at yourself. Everyone's around, and you will see the changes in that person's features, and they end up looking like someone else.
What? How?
It's almost as if that spirit has come through into that person.
No, I'm sorry, that's ridiculous.
You think that's mental? And you think that's bullshit? Come and try it.
All right, we need to stop. We move on. Rocks, crystals, pretty things, necklaces.
Pretty things. I think that's it.
I would like to give a quick shout out to... I haven't even told you about this, have I?
No. What are we shouting out about?
I would like to shout out a lovely gentleman called... this because I'm just looking at an email. I'm reading like 10 things. Sebastian Harker. Sebastian works with Theatr na Nog. And, you know, we've been talking about learning Welsh.
Yes.
Theatr na Nog have started, it's called Sgwrs, SGWRS, and it's basically a group chat for learners in the theatre industry. It's free, and Seb leads it as part of the Theatr na Nog team. And every now and again, we'll email the group being like, okay, how do we all feel about 3 o'clock on Thursday? And we'll just all go on Zoom. The theme is, what did you do on the holiday? Here's a little grid of some words you can use. We'll try and come up with some sentences. So I guess, in my head, if you were doing like Duolingo with this would be really good, yeah. This would be the practicing it in real life.
Yeah.
With other theatre learners who are all on different levels no embarrassment at all. It's you going, I'm willing, and I'm trying. Yeah. So I've joined it, but this is actually an email that says you haven't come to one thing yet. But I just thought I'd give them a quick shout out because I'm not entirely sure how I think they might have done a shout out on their page, and I think I was probably like free at the time. I was like, that'd be cool. And I don't think there is any pressure to go to all of them. I think it's a drop in, drop out situation. But if anyone is thinking of learning Welsh in the theatre industry, and I'm sure they'd accept pretty much anyone, to be honest.
I'm sure they would accept creatives,
yeah, like in and around theatre gigs, and those people who potentially, like we said, haven't really got time to go on a week-long course or whatever. Yeah, because we're consistently
ideally, I would like to do all these grants about like they pay you money, they give you money to
like
go
a job,
record music,
like a job,
and all stuff. I would like someone to just pay me for a week to go somewhere to learn Welsh.
I would like that too. I'm sure they probably exist, but I haven't seen any advertised very recently.
If anyone knows of anything, or it's like
a course, like a 2-week, like go to Mid Wales in a cabin with 3 people who are really good at Welsh, 2 who've never spoken before, and some like international people or whatever. Yeah. And all of you somehow by the end of the week have got to be able to like produce something in Welsh.
I think I would benefit from something like that.
And the pay thing isn't me being lazy. The pay thing is so that I can afford to give them all of my time purely to go teach me Welsh now.
Yeah, because right now, if I take a week off, I've got to drop all my clients from town, drop all my gigs. I'm like, who's giving me that money?
I know.
And then
there's got to be some like funding and stuff.
You're behind then as well.
You are behind,
and then you're constantly catching up. So then that would mean me like putting in more and more gigs. So like I've just done like 5 gigs on one weekend to allow me then to go to my auntie's party. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Whereas, like, before, I would have, like, if I'd just done 1 or 2, I would have been like, shit, that's, like, next week. Or the following week, then, I would have to fucking do 3 or 4. And it's like, I don't want to do that anymore. Work.
And that means that your brain is thinking about all those things you've got to put on hold in order to go to this thing. Yeah. And if it isn't paid, you've got to figure out how to work that out. And it's...
Like, I love performing. Yeah. And but the thing is, doing cover gigs, it's a job. It's not really something. It's not like I don't really know how to explain it.
It's your bread and butter, innit? You want to be doing your original stuff. You want to be doing your tune media.
Yeah. Do you know like the feeling that we have right when we're performing our own song with a band on stage? Oh my God, it's like the best drug in the world.
It's so cool.
Right? It's insane.
And if people start singing your songs back to you with your lyrics, you're just like, oh my God. You're literally like...
I'm like, I could die now. I could die now because I'm happy.
Yeah.
Going to one of the local pubs and singing 45 minutes of cover songs, it's enjoyable because...
You're doing the thing
I'm still singing and that's great. Doing like acoustic is even better because then I get to put my own spin on songs. So then your creative side... gets going so you enjoy it more. But I do that for the money so that I'm still doing something that I love but it ticks me over so that when I want to do an album or something like that I've got the money and I don't have to beg someone to give me money,
which is what I do. I do that.
But we are in different industries and unfortunately I can plan my year in advance and be like I can work every single week where you are like I've got to take jobs every like 2 months or 3 months and
like the whole wedding singer thing. I'd make a flipping killing if I was just leading a wedding band.
I said to you, I was like, me and you could both front a band. Between us, we know so many session musicians that we could just put them all in a group chat and be like, right, we need a guitarist, bassist.
Yeah.
We could even say drummer, me and you can just like front it vocally and be
the
like...
The issue is that somebody could come up to us then and be like, can we book you for our wedding in 2 years' time? And then that's where I go, don't know.
Yeah. But even me to a certain extent. So people were like, I'm getting married in 2027, in July, and I'm like, yeah, cool, okay, book me in. Because I
you can work around that then, can't you?
I can work around that, but then...
Me as an example, I could be like, yeah, fine. And then in a year's time, I have an audition for a 12-month tour around the UK of Billy Elliot. I get it, and I go, oh, I remember that wedding, that really insignificant moment in your life that I told you I could commit to. Yeah. Can't do that anymore. That's not going to look good on me eventually.
No, but then if you're in...
And I wouldn't do that to somebody.
If we're in a band together, then I'd go, that's fine.
You can get cover.
I can message the person. I'd be like, look, Caitlin's got a job.
And people do
use another singer.
Yeah, you can get covers in function bands, can't you? People who come in and out. And there's quite a lot of acting musician function bands. There's a really good one, I'll give a little shout out, to the Daisy Chains. And every female acting musician who plays any brass, drums, guitar, they've pretty much all done it at some point. I've been asked a few times to cover a brilliant drummer called Sarah Workman. And she said to me, like, I can't do these 2 gigs. But the Daisy Chains are always changing because they're all acting musicians. So it's very last minute, like who can jump in and do it. But it's all covers and stuff. So it's not difficult stuff. It's just knowing the set. But I'm sure if I did 1 or 2 gigs with them then, they'd have me in a lot to cover because I know the set. But I think an interesting one.
The benefit of having multiple like lead vocalists. So like Arcade So 80s that did my birthday. So when I've seen them with just with 3 female vocalists and obviously Adam Adam does vocals on some stuff as well. But then obviously it was 2 on my night. Maybe because another one had a work elsewhere, but you know where you're getting. So it'd be the same. Me and you might turn up for a gig and we're both on vocals, but then the next gig it could be me and someone else because you've got a job. And then I go, well, actually, I really I need to take this wedding.
I've done it with you recently.
You go, so and so, come in and replace me.
I've got a Parking Day gig, haven't I? And they asked for T for 2.
Yeah.
We're not a function band, but like they asked for T for 2 to plug the podcast and perform. Yeah. And I said to you, and you were like, I'm not free. And I said, can I take that? And you were like, absolutely.
Yeah,
like, do a Lavagna gig instead. I was like, okay, class. Yeah. And that's worked out now, so.
Yeah. But if anyone does want to book us, we are free.
We're always available.
And you don't just get us playing along with some stuff. You got a bit of banter. You got a bit of everything.
Yeah. So, I think we're pretty much done there, are we?
We are.
Thank you so much for tuning in. If you could please subscribe to us on YouTube if you watch, that would be so appreciated.
And you can rate us on Spotify. Caitlin would say 5, but 4 and up.
No,
I'm all right.
Don't be mean now. We're putting so much effort in.
Well, I know. 2 for you, 2 for me. That's 4 and a...
2.5.
Are you worth that extra bit? I'm a star. Yes, and don't forget to interact with us. Just comment on our posts and ask us questions, get involved. Yeah. Send us voice notes.
We're on TikTok as well. I need to catch us up, to be fair, but we are on TikTok.
Caitlin is in charge of TikTok.
Which is why it's about 700 weeks behind where we're actually at. Instagram and Facebook are the 2 main ones, aren't they, for us?
They are, yeah. And I think Facebook, because it's just Facebook. People still use it. But I think Instagram is probably our...
Popping off.
Yeah, our main one. I think that we probably put more attention into.
Yeah. We're going to have a few more giveaways, and we've got lots of specials planned as well. Some very cool, some spooky ones, and some that involve needles.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave it there.
No?
No.
Tattoos.
Oh, tattoos, yeah.
If you subscribe.
Okay,
great. Should we just
see you next Tuesday.